Hi everybody, and welcome back to The Recruiter. So I just want to jump out of order here just for a minute with you folks and talk to you about something that just happened to me today. I just got off a panel show on Auto Dealer Live, David Villa, and it was about culture. And culture is a term that we're hearing a lot of. It's I don't know if it's a new buzzword, but it is in fact a buzzword. And culture is in fact important. There were some awesome people on the panel today. And gosh, I don't know how the thing didn't trend on Twitter. There was hundreds of tweets and retweets and likes on there. But you might want to look at that hashtag AutoDealerLive and check out some of that stuff. But it was pretty interesting. We were talking about culture, and one of the things that I said, and I'm sure this is nothing new, this is plagiarized from somebody, I'm sure, that if you don't intentionally create a culture as a supervisor, as the leader, as the owner, GM, department head, whatever, if you aren't intentional in creating a culture, aren't intentional, I'm stealing that from Lisa Copeland, my friend, and if you're not intentional in creating a culture that you want to have at your dealership or in your department, an unintentional culture will in fact develop. There's no question about it. And it will be bad in most cases. So now on the panel, there were two different, there was a dealer on, there was an awesome guy, and he talked about that the culture was his, that he developed the culture, and it's going to be my way. And the people that would join the organization, it's either they'd have to match up with the way that he felt about the culture of his business. And that's fine, and that makes some sense. It's not how AutoMax went about creating our culture. And culture, I think, covers a lot. But I talked about on the broadcast a little bit that right or wrong, and I felt good about the outcome when we wrote our mission statement, I asked everyone to be involved. So what came together was a bunch of emails and a bunch of thoughts and a bunch of words, and some long, some short, about core competencies, core values, and our mission statement. Who we really are as a company. Now, when I really looked it all over, and if you look at the finished product, there's only about maybe 3 or 4 sentences that are mine word for word. Now, I of course had the final say over what was put in our mission statement, core values, core competencies, to create a culture within AutoMax. Non-negotiable things. Don't touch dishonest dollars is one of them. Let's see, if provided we do what we do better than anyone else does it, someone will find a way to pay us to do it. Positively affect people's lives. Things like that are very important to me. And that culture that you create at your dealership or in your department is really going to be the key. It's going to be the key to profitability. It's going to be the key to acquiring talent into your dealership that you might not otherwise have the ability to acquire, and most importantly, to retain that talent, that culture, that environment, that workplace world and life, because of the number of hours that we spend at the store, it's got to be such where people feel good about it. They spend so much of their time there, it has to be comfortable for them, yet take them out of their comfort zone to really be all that they can be. And that culture does start with you. If you're a leader, department head, owner, whatever the case might be, that has to come from you. And it has to be policed is a strong word. It has to be, that culture perhaps needs to be managed, not unlike a process. Not the people, but the actual culture itself. So when someone accidents happen. But if someone consistently keeps veering off some of your core values, core competencies, they're going to have to go. And the person that you bring aboard, the person that you hire, has to know full well what they're getting into in terms of the culture of your dealership or your department. I think that's very important.